This is the Navage nasal irrigation system, and I'm going to explain briefly how to use it here in this video. So first off, you've got your top section here, and this is where your solution is going to go into, and then you have your catch basin where everything that is gone through the nose is going to be dripped down into this section here. And so these actually come off like so. This is battery operated, so if you need to change the battery, you can do so here. You have to loosen these two screws, and then you can flip that cap up and change the battery and then put it back together, of course. And so the solution that's gone through the nose is going to come out through here and go into this bottom section. So this top section, again, just twists like so, and you can clean it with an alcohol wipe. You definitely don't want to submerge this part in water because it is battery operated, and that wouldn't be good. So I'm going to put this back together. And I just want to explain here, these are the nose pillows. They just come off, so when you do have to clean it, you're going to take this apart. But if you can see this arrow here, so the water is going to be pushed through here on the right nostril, and then if I turn this over, it's going to be, there's actually a suction, and it's going to be sucked back out the other side. So that's how that works. And then this, you can actually turn, and halfway through, if you wanted, you could wait till this goes down. You could do the one nostril and then switch it like so. Okay. And when you want to clean this just pops off. You want to clean in there, and then you can take the nose pillows off, and then you can just let it dry, and you can pop it back on. But how you get this to work without the salt pods? So traditionally, if you didn't have this, I want to say the word hacked, to work without the salt pods, and we'll go through that in a second. But traditionally you would have a salt pod that you would use, and this device only works with these salt pods unless you hack this machine to make it not work without the salt pods. So you're going to put the salt pod in traditionally like so, and then it would punch down, and this is saline and filtered water in here, and then that would close, obviously, and that would, be pushed in to the distilled water that you have in here, and you could use it that way. However, we don't want to use that. So what I've done is I've taken a zip tie and zip tied around this switch here, so you can see that. So you could even use a smaller zip tie than I've used here. You can definitely find those online or your hardware store, etc. And you want to have it go down and around. It's a little finicky to get it in there, and then you can cut it, and that's going to hold that switch down. And then also what you're going to do, so you're going to fill this up with distilled water, put your products that you're going to put in here in the top part, and then when you go to close it, this is already fine, so this zip tie is holding this here. When you go to close it, you're going to have to close it halfway down and then push this part right here, okay? See a little button? So you're gonna go halfway down and then listen for the click. I don't know if you heard that. So it clicked. Now I can close it, and now it's gonna run. And by running it, I'm gonna hold this button. You have to hold this down for it to run. And you can see and hear that it's running now. And that's gonna push the water out through the sinuses. Okay, so that's how you quote unquote hack this device to make it work without using the salt pods. Now, you still can use the salt pod even if this zip tie is on here. It's just a little more difficult, and so what I do sometimes is I'll make my own solution in this top part, do everything like I just said, put it in there, click it, push it down, run the machine, and then 15 minutes later, I will do the saline solution. And what I do is because I still have some of these left. So the package comes with about 30. So what I'll do is I'll push it. It won't close all the way with the zip tie there, but I'll push it down. It actually crunches these teeth, break this, and then the solution gets pushed in there, and then I'll just take it out and then click it, and it'll still work. You're just not gonna have the salt pot in there. Makes sense? The other thing you can do, so you don't have to keep buying these, and I haven't looked into how much these are if you want to do the saline rinses, but I have a ton of these, and this is from the NasoPure system because I owned that previously, and I have a ton of these salt packets, so I can just fill this up with distilled water, put the salt packet in here, and click it, and I'm on my way. Okay, so that is a little bit about the Navage nasal irrigation system.